To our next story, you know, a strike is not about being extreme. It is more about being effective. In our country, industrial actions have become impulsive with the aim of getting the government to shape up. They have become messy and not designed to bring about real change. Well, it is now news that the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, and its partner, Trade Union Congress, TUC, have suspended the nationwide indefinite strike they embarked upon in protest against the brutalisation of the NLC President Ajaero in Imo State on November the 1st. I hear the next thing is further negotiations. Paul, but may I, talking about negotiations, may I recall what the late President J.F. Kenedy said at the height of that missile crisis with Russia? We must not fear to negotiate. What we won't do is negotiate out of fear. It's relevant here.
But the question I'm even asking is, what are they negotiating?
The way forward.
The way forward.
Yeah.
What's the way forward? The truth of, see, when Labour went on strike over government's alleged insensitivity to the plight of workers and all of that, so we all understood what was the reason, what was exactly the point the organized labor tried to make with this strike. That their leader was manhandled by some thugs, probably in cahoots with security agents.
Yeah.
And because of that, the whole nation must suffer. So,
but that's not some, we don't tolerate that. We don't tolerate that.
Yes, yes. So I think the NLC is just making a mockery of strike. And if you look at this latest strike, it was not fully complied with nationwide. In fact, Imo State workers, where Ajaero hails from, where his attack ensued, did not go on strike. In fact, they went to visit the governor. No, what does that? It means that the House of Labour is not even in order. Yes, thank God they've called off the strike. The truth is that Labour shouldn't just keep recursing to going on strike for every flimsy reason. For example, much as condemnable as, what I want to say, as condemnable as the attack on Ajaero is, it shouldn't have called for a strike. What I expect him to have done, for example, is if he felt the authorities were, or the agencies, the security agencies or law enforcement agencies were not doing what they should do, he could go to courts and get an order compelling the police to investigate and prosecute those people. You don't have to hold a whole nation to ransom because you were beaten. The beating is regrettable. Nobody supports it. That's thuggery, that's savagery. But you can't say that. Okay, it's just like, for example, now, it's like maybe if a journalist was beaten and then all journalists say, look, we will not...
we're downing tools.
We're downing tools, you understand what I'm saying? The NUJ says no. Or maybe MPN and what do you call the other? And the
NUA,
and says, look, we're not printing again. Newspapers will not come out because until...
something is done.
Something is done. It doesn't make sense.
Wale, imagine if the NLC had called Nigerians out on strike when the CBN was messing with us in the area of currency exchange and
yes,
all that.
I think that would have been a very popular nationwide strike. But probably at that time, they also felt that may affect the election, because at that time we were looking towards the exit of a new government coming in. I think we have all here condemned the attack on the NLC president, because he was not attacked as Joe Ajaero. He was attacked as the symbol of authority of Nigerian workers. And
sorry, a little pause. Kelechi has joined us from Lagos. Kelechi, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening, journalist hangout.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We can.
Okay, my name is Kelechi.
Go on.
Hello?
Go on.
Okay, please, Uncle Citizens, I want to ask, I want to start by asking, why is it difficult to get through to journalist hangout?
But you are here, Kelechi, you are here now. Go on, go on. It's not difficult, that difficult. That's
Too many people are
able
trying to
get it.
reach us, so.
Kelechi, are you done? It's not
quite
that
unfortunate.
difficult.
Too many people are trying to.
Well, okay. Understandably so. All right, I hear we must go on another break. All right, folks, we still are talking about the NLC TUC suspended strike. Yeah, Wale.
Yeah, so I think that attack was quite wrong. You know, it shouldn't have happened to any ordinary person, not to talk of the symbol of authority of Nigerian workers. And I'm happy that a lot of government officials, you know, have condemned and the National Security Advisor also said that, you know, they will investigate and then bring to book, and want to see this happen. However, I think there are still some fundamental issues on the ground that labor is, you know, engaging the government on, especially on palliatives, on minimum wage, on the socio-economic, you know, realities in Nigeria. And I think there is sympathy for some of these demands when you look at what Nigerians are going through. And coming at a time that each member of the House of Rep, you know, is to National Assembly, 160 million naira, you know, to buy vehicles.
Is that thing true?
Yeah. They have not denied. They have only said it's for official work.
They've even defended it.
Yeah.
And they defended it.
Don't query me for.
Yeah. So, and you see, if you tabulate this money, it's about 75 billion naira for all of them, senators and a professor will work for. A friend of mine who's a professor, you know, he told me he earns 430,000 naira. He needs to work for 30 years to be able to get about 251 million naira. Somebody is going to get
without spending a copy.
And some of these people in the National Assembly are spending three times. So it means that every 4 years,
they change their cars.
You know, so I'm happy that the presidency on the yacht issue, you know, came out and said, look, this thing was budgeted before us, and then take this fund to students' loan. Those are the kind of things that we expect. So if people are now demanding for wage increase, how much is ASU asking for? So if they are demanding for, it's a popular demand, but I also think there is sensibility of Nigerians, that Nigerians are very wise people. Even when they are not educated, they have wisdom. Many of them are looking at, look, this government is new. Inherited systemic problems from 1999, if not from 1914. And that, look, we need to be a little bit patient. That's the kind of thing I read, you know, across the country, that let's, you know, give this government a little bit of time, you know. And I hope the government will make use of this window of opportunity to address a lot of fundamental issues. I know they cannot solve the problem at once.
Yeah.
You can't, even if we bring, in fact, let's say Papa Awolowo now, the problems are just too many. Inherited debt, we are servicing debt with almost 90%. I doubt if the president sleeps. You know, every day you read the tweet, meeting one group or the other, going to Saudi Arabia to get funds and all that. So I believe there are efforts being made. But the government needs to speed up so that they can address the yearnings of Nigerians. And I think a lot of people still have confidence that, look, let's give them some time. That's why you see that the labor crisis, you know, strike may not have, you know, received the attention that was accepted.
Okay, we have a voice reaching us from Newi. The name is Uche. Uche, I greet you. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, the citizens, John.
I greet you, sir.
Good evening, my brothers in the studio.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, the young man from the right, if I'm not mistaken, is saying they beat Ajaero. They beat Ajaero. No, Ajaero is the president of NLC. It's like the president of a country. So if you beat a president, it's just like you now. It's like our president, President Bola Tinubu, went to Anambra or Ekiti, and you beat him up, and you say you just beat Tinubu. No, he's a symbol of authority. No matter your reasons, you can't beat him.
Uche, that's a very expensive joke. That's an expensive joke. Expecting.
But you beat a symbol of an authority. Please, let us get it right. And if the NLC did not go on this strike, you must agree with me that tomorrow it will still happen. So the NLC, the National Security Advisor, did the right thing.
Uche, we got you first time. But quickly, let's even go there. Let's go there. The NLC must show Nigerians that it is more than going on strike.
Exactly.
There should be more creative ways of facing it.
I agree. No, strike is actually a very good weapon in the hand of the labor. Let's not make mistake about that.
Paul, we are becoming a strike-weary country.
Exactly. Now, the last strike, the one before this one, was very sensible. You know, put government on its toes. What I expect the labor, organized labor, to do is to put pressure on government to expedite action. Let's not pretend. Let's not play the ostrich here. Things are hard for people.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
Yeah.
You just talk about the loaf of bread, 1,000 naira. I mean, I won't go. The bread seller will not say it because it's me. Now sell it for 500 naira. I'm also going to buy it for that amount. But that's the truth. But it is not for every flimsy reason you go on strike. This gentleman, I found his comment risible. So it's a symbol of authority. Okay, so because some people beat him, was it Nigeria that beat him? Was it all the workers in Nigeria that beat him? So, I mean, when people talk like this, you wonder whether they understand the issues. Nobody is saying that he should have been beaten, that it was right. The people who beat him must be brought to book.
Must be punished.
Must be punished. They must be punished.
Yeah.
Yes, but don't cheapen strike. We have seen signs that there are cracks in the camp of labor because not everybody followed them this time around.
You are sounding like an Aluta man, and you are not.
No, it's the truth.
We must go. But thank you. Adewale Adeoye, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Not forgetting Paul Dada. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Many thanks. Okay, so we are done.